Welcome everyone to this short presentation of what we're going to do in March, hopefully. Corona permitting, of course. Well, we keep our fingers crossed that we can go. For the subject in Methods of Global Environmental Change, which is in March. The subject contains a fieldwork on Tenerife of 10 days. With the preparation before and of course some poster and pitches afterwards, which is focused on actually the relation between tourism and the landscape on the island of Tenerife. Well, a little bit more about Tenerife. This island is situated, as you can see here, in front of the coast of Africa. It has a quite stable climate in the middle of the ocean. It's always been between 20 and 30 degrees throughout all year. Makes it a very attractive island. It's also the highest peak of Spain. It has a peak of 3,700 meters, which is a big volcano that is still active. And this great variety actually in the north and south exposure and all these different altitudes from all the way down from sea level to all the way up to 3,700 meters. Times the fact that this is a volcano and all the processes that come with that and all the erosion that takes place there makes this island a really beautiful place with a lot of variation in landscapes. So you can see active volcanic landscapes, more eroded landscapes, ash landscapes, beautiful beaches, beautiful forests with very unique vegetation which can only be found on this island, and it makes it a very attractive place. Of course, the Canary Islands and Tenerife as well are mostly famous for the tourism. If you look at main European tourism destinations, according to some sources, like this one from Eurostat, says the Canary Islands is the most popular destination in Europe, as you can see here. And if you focus on the different islands, we see that among these islands, Tenerife is visited most. It's also the largest island and attracts most tourists. However, these tourists do not really come for this beautiful landscape. They are mainly come, and it's for example in winter time, because it's always good weather in first instance for the sun. The climate is very good, and that's why people always stay on the south side of the island most of the time, and they come for some beautiful beaches, which of course has an impact. What you can see on the island is that you see more and more villages, new villages appearing on the very dry south side of the island at coastal level. It's so dry that there is no original inhabitation there. They live a little bit higher up the mountain, mainly on the north side of the island, which is inhabited by the Spanish from 1500 and a bit. So you also find some old villages there, but on the coast it's all new. And you can see sometimes they use natural beaches, but there are not so many natural beaches. Like here on the north side, you can see the volcanic beach. So on the south side, we just create beaches there, which you can see on the completely different color of the sand. So it's like here, Playa de las Americas, and a big agglomeration over there. The result actually goes further than only these villages on the coast. It has a huge impact. Of course, there's a lot of congestion in on the roads of people going to the airport, coming from tourist destinations, whatever can be done on the island, which is a major problem on the island. There's a lot of waste accumulation. There's also a wastewater problem. The wastewater from hotels goes directly into the sea. So this is a major problem. More and more you see also microplastics on the beaches over there, which are hard to remove. But you see also, it's not only the villages that the villages for the tourists, but also the people working there find new jobs, better paid jobs in this tourism. And all the way down from where they live originally, or on the north side where they live, the distance is too far, it's too long. You have to go all the way down the mountain. So people move and they create a little bit away from the coast new villages over there where these people can live. And it means that the traditional landscapes, the traditional farmers, leave their lands. So you see a lot of land abandonment. So like this is a abandoned banana plant. And you see abandonment of the traditional landscape, which has been there since 1500. You see the new vegetation comes, and just natural processes break down these little walls that make this steep island. Has served this steep island for food for 500 years. What you see is that it all goes more efficient in artificial substrates with a better production and a more poisonous volcanic soil, and it also comes with a lot of irrigation. And the irrigation causes a lot of water shortage. There has been a water level drop. The natural water level in the mountain has dropped already 400 meters, which is quite far, causing a lot of drought in the area, and these ugly pipes and basins to get all the crops growing on these artificial substrates. What also happens is that tourists bring seeds, they bring invasive species that do not belong here, and taking the niches of the natural vegetation that has been only on Tenerife or only on the Canary Islands for so long, so are threatened and are disappearing. So it has kind of an impact. And the question for us is what we are going to contribute to is together with people on the island find ways to do something about it. So how can we go to a more sustainable tourism here? And we do that via this triangle, and this is basically the same triangle where the whole study program of global environmental change and policy is built on. And it's the triangle on one side, the economic part, on the other side, the environmental or scientific processes that happen around us, and the social part of that. Sustainable development should be somewhere in the middle of that, taking care of all of these fields. So what we are going to do here is find the right methods, because it's a method survey, find the right methods to measure exactly what is happening, what kind of physical changes are happening during the tourism, due to the tourism. So what's happening to the landscape and the environment exactly? And then we are going to ask the people, the tourists and the locals, is this wishful or not? So it could be a process that maybe improves something, leads to more biodiversity. Or what exactly do people really do not like in this process? What do we like to change? And then we are going to ask them, okay, are these people willing to pay a little bit more, maybe to be able to change things? So what kind of money can we actually produce from this tourism to do something about the decay of the landscape and the environment on the island? And how can this be used again to change the changes in a better way? Now, we're going to do that for several years, and every year we're going to build on a big data set on which we can base a policy advice to the island. So after several years we're going to collect everything, and all students, all groups of students do a policy advice on a poster and a pitch, which will be shown and sent to the local university to see what we can research further the year after. Well, this is our team. We are together. I coordinate the subject. I am a geographer. We have Giem van Straten. Giem has done a bachelor in neuroscience and economics. So he is kind of an ideal background for what he's doing here on Tenerife, and can look at all views. We have Lieselot. She is an environmental economist and very familiar with studying islands in this way, mainly looking at the economic and the social part of the island. And we have Numi Padron. You will meet Numi a few times. She is from the local university. the University of La Laguna, which is kind of a big university, almost the size of the VU University. And she will help us and explain us what exactly is the problem on the island and what they like to know from us, and we're going to present on the end at the university. Now, the accommodation where we operate from looks quite attractive. If you look at these pictures, of course, there's no time for the swimming pool, etc. So you just have to work really hard. But still, of course, it's a little bit older and therefore quite affordable, and it's on the south coast of the island. The planning is that it's a 4-week subject. It doesn't go parallel with another subject because it's never possible with fieldwork. So we do a preparation introduced by Numi, by Skype. We do a preparation on what we're going to measure on the island, which methods we are going to use to advise Numi. So we do preparations from 1 to 9 March and 10 to 19 March the field work. So we're going to book tickets from that, Corona permitting, of course. And the last week is meant to produce your posters and pitches using your to create your policy advice based on your data. So I'm looking forward again, and let's keep the fingers crossed. See you around and have a very great time with this fantastic master in global environmental change and policy. Bye bye.